Good evening, everybody. Today is June 29th of 2022. The time is exactly 5:15 p.m. This is LaPorte, City of LaPorte Redevelopment Commission meeting, and could we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. By the way, the meeting is called to order. Roll call. I myself, Brian Chalik, is here. Betsy Parkinson's here. J.T. McDermott's here. Damon Gassaway's here. Jenna Francisconi is missing.
She indicated that she was not going to be available.
Okay. Public comment. Any public comment? John? Pay raise, anything? No? No? Okay. Public comment is closed at 5:16 p.m. Minutes, May 25th, 2022 minutes. Everybody have a chance to read over those and any corrections or additions, subtractions?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the May 25th, 2022 regular meeting.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I will second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussions about the minutes? Hearing none. All in favor, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 4-0. 5-0. Whatever it is, 4-0. 4-0. 1, 2, 3, 4. Claims. The May 20, or the June 29th claims docket. Has everybody had a chance to look at that? Any questions?
No.
Questions?
I'll make a
Questions?
motion to approve the 6/29/2022 claim docket.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? No? Okay. All those in favor of the claims docket, state by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Claims pass.
That's interesting.
Old business, Monroe Streetscape Design Update. Mr. Phillips.
Okay, so the work for the Monroe Streetscape design is proceeding. We received some initial design concepts for the project, and the next step is it was recommended that we consider taking a small field trip to take a look at several projects that were either done by or our consultants are familiar with in the western Chicago suburbs. So the city engineer and I are going to be visiting some examples of other projects that have been done recently, so we can take a look at things like street furniture and how various treatments are done in terms of walks and sidewalks and that sort of thing. So we have that scheduled and coming up, and then we'll be reconvening our group, our work group again, to give some updates and recommendations on that going forward. So,
Very good. Downtown parking study, might as well go into that. I have something to say.
okay,
I might as well say it now.
okay,
We don't need all this.
okay. I'll let them know.
I mean, I don't care. I do not care if the man had a Dr. Pepper or
I'll
not.
let them know.
Okay?
Yeah, they,
Or the Skittles,
they've
or
given
any of the
us-
rest.
They've given us a great level of detail, yes.
Sorry about that.
We might get one more since you're now telling me, so. But I will let them know that. In other news, I was supposed to have an update meeting with our consultants. Actually, I was in the middle of an update meeting with our consultants on Friday that was interrupted due to another crisis matter, and have needed to reschedule the update meeting with the consultants to see where we're at with that project. But work is progressing. They've completed the inventory. They've completed the parking counts, and they're going through all that data that they've collected. That was what I was supposed to, I think, get an update on during the meeting. So, yeah, work is proceeding with the project. Nothing more to report. I do one other update, just real quick. The Clear Lake Loop project is also proceeding nicely. We had a good check-in meeting with the consulting team. yesterday and walked a significant part of the route with the consultants to kind of field check a lot of different things, ground truthing, you know, to make sure that we're all on the same page as far as where some things are going to be located. And I can say that Mark Schreiber and Nick Minnick and myself were all pretty excited about the direction things are headed. We're looking forward to that project. We think it's going to be a pretty significant improvement, you know, for the Clear Lake area, and we're excited to, you know, get it finalized and underway. So,
good.
yep, you'll see more about that soon.
Cool. Any other questions? Old business, or no, I'm sorry, new business. Do we have any? Bert, you got some new business for us?
I do, Brian. Just a couple things just to touch on briefly. I guess probably under new business. Mark Schreiber called. I told him he didn't have to be here tonight. I'd be happy to present this to you. But he was asking about the Redevelopment Commission owns 2 parking lots. One is at the corner of Truesdale and Clear Lake Boulevard across from the banks. And the other is kind of adjacent to the Dunes Event Center. With the fireworks going on in that area, the park department asked about allowing people to park in those parking lots for the fireworks. I was able to talk to Brian about it a little bit, but wanted to formally present that to you and ask for permission for the parks to coordinate parking in those areas for the fireworks.
I don't see we have a problem with that,
Yeah,
as long as we get the
absolutely.
rent money, right?
Rent money? Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute, there's no rent.
I mean, there's no liabilities or anything like that.
No
we have to worry
liabilities.
about.
That I'm
Somebody gets
aware
hurt
of.
in the parking lot.
You're good?
That's fine.
They have our approval. Need a
Um,
motion on that?
I would defer to council.
I think you as president can approve that.
Yeah, I would say no.
Okay.
I mean, I don't-
Scratch that.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Next one.
I think Matt and I are kind of going to handle this together, but just a quick update on Boyd Boulevard. So if you remember, you have 2 12.5-acre parcels that we're actively working with 2 separate developers to take ownership of those parcels and to build potentially industrial buildings, one being possibly spec, the other for a build-to-suit option. I believe at your next meeting, we're hopeful to have the purchase agreement from one of those developers ready and able to be signed. If things go right, we may have both, but we've got a few other issues still to work out. We're gonna facilitate some discussion between the 2 developers to try and take advantage of some efficiencies that might exist in infrastructure there. But just keep you kind of up to speed on that. I think by your next meeting, we'll have
That's good.
something for you to look at, ideally signed by at least one of the developers.
That's very good.
Good.
Did I cover everything, Matt? Did I miss anything?
You did, no.
So,
And I just asked about the Dock Smokehouse. Everybody's been asking me, when's that ever gonna go in?
yeah, so that's a good question. So the developer there does now have an approved site plan and building permit for that area. So we expect them to begin construction soon. But like you all and like everybody else, we're eager to see them start and anxious to see ground start to move
Right.
out there. My other item was sort of in the same vein. I just wanted to make sure, and I know you all have probably driven by, so you've probably seen this, but the steel has gone up on the Aldi site. Landscaping's in, most of the paving has been done. I think it looks terrific.
I do too.
Just want to make you aware that that was going on. Simultaneously, the Smoothie King has made great progress there. They've got masonry up on that building, and that one has really come along. And then they are working again at the 7-Eleven, so I've seen them out every day for the last couple weeks. Looks like they're getting ready.
What's the problem there?
So there was a combination of a couple different things. One being equipment supply challenges. The other, and I may not get this exactly right, but the acquisition of Speedway occurred in the midst of our project. So I think there were some different design standards that got approved in that time period. So they had to go back and rework some aspects of the project under the new standard that they have. So kind of a few different things affecting that timeline, but they are working again now, and I would expect them to button that project up quickly as well.
They'll be both at the same time, maybe. Well, Smoothie King for sure.
I think you got all three- yeah, all
Smoothie
three
King's
that
gonna
are
be
gonna
open in another couple weeks, it looks like to me.
They're moving very quickly. Aldi should be in the fall, And I would expect the 7-Eleven to be sometime this summer, so. A lot going on right now.
Do we have anything with adjoining Smoothie King?
Can you say again?
Did we have anything else, another business with Smoothie King? You said it was
Not yet.
tagged
They're
on?
same developer who is working on a different concept there, but nothing to share at this
Okay,
point.
cool.
Happy to answer any other questions if you have them.
What about the hospital? Is that coming down next week or so, or?
October.
Not till
there's-
October.
There's a significant amount of work going on right now, asbestos removal, IT equipment being removed, but October is the date for actual demolition. So I think they backed that off just a little bit. Might have been more work on the interior than it maybe was expected initially, but it is fenced, as you
Yeah.
can see.
Yeah,
We'll hope that it's coming down soon, because that will definitely change the landscape of the downtown.
yeah.
Yeah, there's gotta be a lot of stuff in there that they need to pull out, probably.
They've taken a lot out, but there is, it's a huge building, there's still quite a bit. We get pretty regular calls for, people who are interested in different components there, and I think the demolition company's working with them to try and get as much out as possible.
That's good.
Yeah.
Any other questions? For anybody?
Good.
Thanks, Bert.
Thank you.
That takes care of new business. Mr. Frankie, you have business? No. Other business, any other business? John, nothing? Damon?
Make a motion to adjourn.
I hear,
I will second.
I got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? No? All in favor of adjourning, state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? There is no. We are adjourned.